Adzi was the only daughter of Pastor Chuko. Her father was one of the most powerful pastors in Port Harcourt. His church was big. It has shiny doors, white tiles and golden chairs for pastors only. People come from far places just to worship there. Every Sunday, Pastor Chukwudi's church was always full of men who wore suits, women who wore bright lace and gele, and children who are always looking like they are going for a Christmas party. But there was one person everyone waited to see. Her name was Adzi. She was tall, beautiful, brown skin, and she had a long hair that fell on her back. Whenever Adzi walked into the church, head turns, even some women stared. People would be gossiping or more. This pastor's daughter is so beautiful, like a queen. Mothers will always tell their daughters, see how she dresses, learn from her, so that you will be stealing attention just like this pastor's daughter. Some men came to church only to catch a glimpse of Adzi. Some even give big offering just to be closer to the family. Adzi grew up hearing one thing over and over again. You are special, you are blessed, you are untouchable. The congregation spoiled her because she was the only daughter of Pastor Chuko, and she was also very beautiful. She started being treated very specially. If Adzi opened her mouth and say, hey, I want to eat meat pie, yo, I feel like eating meat pie, over 10 people will rush out to go and buy her meat pie. Is it when she wants a new phone? You will see people donating. They should give her phone. Anything Adzi wanted, she gets. At home, her father treated her like a princess. He never shouted at her. He never punished her. Even when Adzi was wrong, her father would just wave it aside, saying that Adzi is still a child and she will grow up to understand. But when Adzi was 15, one Sunday morning, she attended the church and refused to greet the church elders. When this happened, instead of them to scold her and tell her that what she did was wrong, they smiled and still kept on saying, it is okay, she's still a child. But Adzi wasn't sorry. She would just toss her hair and walked away. Is it when Adzi turned 16? She started skipping choir practice, and the day the choir leader complained to Pastor Chuko, sir, please, I have something I want to complain to you about. And Pastor Chuko told the lady to go ahead and say what she wants to say. The choir leader started, please sir, your daughter is always missing practice. We need her to be very serious because she's the choir leader. The pastor smiled. Did you find out why she's missing practices? The choir leader tried to explain that she had tried so many times to get the actual reason why she misses choir practice. But Adzi never complied and she never tell her anything. The pastor smiled. See, touching on my anointing, Adzi is my daughter. God will guide her. For now, I will talk to her. Do not worry. She will return and be serious. The choir leader decided to stay on her lane and focus on the more serious ones. It now got to the point that one Sunday, Adzi walked inside the church wearing a short dress. When one mama saw her, the woman immediately tried to correct Adzi. Adzi, my daughter, you're welcome. But my dear, you should not wear this kind of short dress to the church. This is not good for your reputation. You know you are the pastor's daughter. You should dress accordingly so that the youth will always imitate the good things. Adzi cut her off. Mama, please mind your business. This is not your body. This is my father's church. But it is not mine. I am free to wear whatever I want. Please, Mind your business. The old woman's mouth fell open. She was really shocked the way Adeze just replied her with lack of respect. Before she could speak, Pastor Chuko walked by. Adeze quickly reversed the situation. Daddy, Mama Rose is insulting me. Oh. The pastor frowned immediately. Why would Mama Rose insult you? Mama, please, don't trouble my daughter, okay? I don't know what the problem is, but please, do not do that next time. That day, Adeze's pride grew higher. At least, her father listens to her, and whatever she's saying, that is what will happen. The old woman could not even believe her eyes. She just minded her business. Is it at school? Hey, Adeze also struggled. Her teacher struggled with her a lot. One day, Mr. James, one of their class teacher, came in teaching, and Adeze was busy sleeping as the man was teaching. When Mr. James caught her sleeping while he was teaching, he asked her to stand up. Adeze, you are going to do extra homework for sleeping in my class. Adeze smirked. Sir, I won't do that though. Do you know who my father is? Why would you punish me just because I doze off? It means I'm exhausted. You should understand. Mr. James tried to reason with her, but Adeze walked out on him. The next morning, Mr. James was called to the school office. Pastor Chuko was there already. It turns out that when Adeze went home, she went and reported to her father about what happened in the school. And she claimed that Mr. James insulted and embarrassed her in front of the whole class just because she dozed off. That day at the school, when Mr. James was summoned at the school office, Pastor Chuko was there and he was so angry. So you are the one that embarrassed my daughter, right? You should know that my daughter is a special child. Please, handle her with care. I would never want to come inside this school again to come and complain to the school principal about what is going on. Mr. James, the fear of losing his job, had to start apologizing immediately. Adeze felt like the Lord, the leader of all. She left the office smiling because anything she wants, she gets, and just one complaint to the father, he's always there to rescue her. By the time Adeze turned 18, she believed she could never fail in this life. She thought her beauty was her ticket to everything, her ticket to money, respect, and comfort. Adeze do not want to stress in this life to get whatever she wants, because she knows she would definitely get what she wants. Then why rush herself, or why suffer to get them? But in all of this, no one noticed the pride in her heart, not even her father. No one saw how she looked down on people who she thought she was beneath. Not even her father noticed all this attitude that was very wrong. Adeze began to believe one dangerous thing in her head. No matter what I do, my father would always cover me. And she was right. Or at least, she thought she was. Adeze was now in her early 20s. She no longer listened to anyone, not even her father. She had discovered a new way to live. It started one day when she went to the bank with her father. She noticed how the manager greeted the father. Pastor Chuko. Oh, you're welcome, Pastor. They were literally worshipping her father, and she felt like the big star because the same respect was extended to her. After everything she saw in that bank that day, Adeze thought to herself, my father is rich, why don't I make use of it? That night, she asked her father to sign a signature on a small church form. Pastor Chuko signed without looking. The next day, Adeze used the signature to take a loan from the bank, 5 million naira. When the letter came to the house, her father was shocked. Adeze, what is this? Adeze smiled in a very romantic way, in a way that her father would not be angry. Daddy, oh, it's just for business. I'll pay you back, don't worry. Her father wanted to be angry, but he sighed and said, don't let this happen again, no. But it happened again and again. Adeze would withdraw a large amount of money in her father's name without telling him. She would use the money for clothes, gold jewelries, and even plan trips to Dubai. As if that was not enough, Adeze started dating multiple men. One would buy her a car, another one would pay for a holiday. Adeze didn't care if they were married or single. Her own is, are you bringing what is on the table? Come along. In church, she became a terror to other young ladies like her. If Adeze don't like your dress, she would mock and laugh at you in front of everyone. There was a day, Adeze insulted Sister Ngozi and she mocked her in front of everyone, asking her what she's wearing, that she looks like a mosquito net. Others laughed and she took it as a joke. When all these complaints came to Pastor Chuko, he still protected her and told everyone that cares to listen that his daughter has a pure heart. If anything is wrong, he would try as much as possible to rectify it. But still, nothing was done right. One day, Adeze met a man named Ryan. Ryan was tall, handsome, and he drove the latest Range Rover. He told her he was the son of a foreign investor in the oil industry, and both Ryan and Adeze started dating. He spoiled Adeze with expensive gifts, and this made Adeze to think that this one is the biggest catch of all time. If I just tell this guy one or two, my money go drop. See expensive gifts worth thousands and hundreds of naira. This guy buys me without any issues. I definitely need to get a huge amount out of this one. Adeze thought of what to do, and the next thing she did was to tell Rand that she had a business and the business needed 50 million naira to invest, and she would pay him back later. He thought about it for a while and he willingly gave her the 50 billion without any issue. But what Adeze didn't know was that Ryan was engaged to the daughter of a powerful senator, and he was a nobody. All the money he has been spending on her comes from the daughter of the senator. When Ryan noticed that his cover has been blown, he quietly asked Adeze to refund the 15 million because it wasn't his. But Adeze did not listen. When the senator's daughter found out everything, she was so angry that her own fiancé betrayed her. She told her father everything, and the senator just made one phone call. The story hit the news, and Adeze was dragged inside that story. And that was how she entered into a very big trouble. One Sunday morning, Pastor Chuko was preaching in the church when two policemen walked in, and they screamed, "Who is Adeze Chuko?" Immediately, the whole crowd faced Adeze staring at her. She stood up and identified herself. "Adeze Chuko, you are under arrest for fraud," one of the officers said. Her father ran forward immediately. "Please, oh, how? What did she do? Please, we can settle. Let us settle. I am the pastor and she's my daughter." The officer no even send Pastor Chuko. "See, Pastor, this is beyond you. This is a call from above. Your daughter knew what she was doing." She scammed someone of 50 million naira and she has refused to pay the person back. Unfortunately for her, she is being arrested for fraud. I am sorry, sir. There is nothing you can do. Pastor Chuko tried all he could to prevent them from arresting Adzi. Adzi was crying, begging for help. But this was beyond what Pastor Chuko could control. And Adzi was arrested and she was taken out of the church in faces of all the church members. It was really a humiliation and a disgrace to her name. At the police station, Pastor Chuko came to bail her out, but he was met with a more shocking news. They told him that the senator instructed that the person that defrauded her daughter will be charged according to law, and according to law, the person will have to spend a minimum of 5 years in prison. Pastor Chuko was shocked. 5 years? My own daughter? God forbid. It will never happen. Please, I will clear the money. How much is involved? They told him how much, and if he wants the senator to withdraw his case, he would have to visit him. But something more bad happened. When Pastor Chuko went to the bank to withdraw at least that amount and give to the man, to his shock, not even 1 naira was left in his bank account. It turns out that Adzi had withdrawn all the money in her father's account. And the worst part is that she has been stealing from the church for years and the father did not know all about it. He had to find out that he has just less than 100,000 in his savings. Pastor Chuko had a heart attack immediately he heard what the bank manager told him, and he was rushed to the hospital. Unfortunately for Adzi, she doesn't have a mother. Her mother died while giving birth to her. And Pastor Chuko promised her that he would take good care of their daughter. And that was what he thought he was doing, not knowing that he was seriously spoiling the child. As Pastor Chuko was in the hospital, another person took over the church and started leading. As he was fighting for his life in the hospital, Adzi was still in jail. With the help of the lawyer, she managed to clear all her bank accounts, and what was left was only 5 million naira. And that was what she paid to the senator, and the senator reduced her sentence to 2 years. Adzi served that 2 years, and by the time she was released, she got the news that her father died in his sleep, after lamenting that he failed woefully as a father. Adzi could not believe her ears. She was all left alone. The world has already moved on. Her father's church had been taken over by another pastor. The house she grew up in was actually sold to pay up the remaining debt and also to be able to save her father in the hospital, but unfortunately, the man died. After Adzi was released from the prison, no one wanted to help her out. She was mocked and laughed at as an ex-convict. No one from the father's family member wanted to take her in and at least help her out to stand on her feet. Everyone rejected her, pushed her out of their houses, and told her to go and continue in her stupid ways because they will not help her. That was how Adzi found herself under the bridge at mile 3. That was where she slept with one eye open in case of anything. Sometimes Adzi begged for food. Sometimes she picked leftover from the dustbin. As life was really dealing with Adzi, all she could remember were the days she wore gold and diamonds. She remembered how people clapped for her in church, how they looked around twice just to look at her beauty. But that same beauty was fading now. Her pride was gone. All she had left was herself and the memory of how she had fallen. As Adeze looked at herself, she said to herself that she will never give up. She messed up, and her stupidity cost the life of her father, and she would not die in the same manner. Adeze said to herself that she knew that she disappointed her father, but she wants to make him proud by leaving the past and letting her future shine. Regardless of what people say and regardless of all the obstacles she faced in the way, she would never give up. That was the day Adeze woke up from her slumber and decided to go and look for work. She cleaned up herself and started searching for anything, cleaner, even a restaurant where she can wash plates and get paid. Anything to earn her money, she's willing to do it. Fortunately for her, she walked past an orphanage that was named House of Hope Orphanage. Adeze saw the signpost in front of the orphanage that says that they need a cleaner. She walked in and a woman welcomed her. Good afternoon, ma. My name is Adeze. I saw the signpost outside, ma. I need work. Any work. I can sweep, I can clean, I can wash toilets. Anything you want me to do, ma, I can do it. The woman then asked her, have you worked in any orphanage home before, or have you done any cleaning job before? Adeze replied, no, ma, I've not done that, ma. Where do you live? I hope you're not living far from the orphanage. We don't want issues because the last cleaner left because she was living far. She couldn't maintain the money she was paying for transport, and the salary was really poor. You know this is an orphanage and we do not pay that much. So we have to make sure that you are living closer. That is the only criteria that will make us to give you the job. And we'll also test you for some weeks and be sure that you know what you are doing. Adeze lowered her face. Ma, I am sorry, but I don't have any house. I live under the bridge. That is where I have been for weeks now. That is where I have been living. Under the bridge? A woman like you? Don't you have a family? No, ma, I don't. I only have God in my life. He's the only one that is guiding me in what I'm doing right now. Okay, does that mean that if we give you somewhere to stay, you can stay and work? Adeze was so happy. Yes, ma. Yes, I will do that. Any place, even if it's the small corner, I can stay. Please. The woman now considered her. Okay, you can start as a cleaner, as you saw the signboard outside. There will be no salary for you for 2 weeks. We will provide food and where you will sleep. When we see how you progress, then we will know when to place you on a salary. Adeze was so grateful. Thank you, ma. I will never disappoint you, ma. Good. You better don't disappoint. And don't take this opportunity for granted. You can go and wash your hands. You can see this is orphanage home and your work starts immediately. We will serve lunch one by one and you will learn how everything is done. And from that day, Adeze started to work hard. She would scrub the floor until her fingers burned. She washed bed sheets with bucket and soap. She mopped tables and cleaned bathrooms. While doing all this, Adeze did not remember her gold necklace, the makeup and the soft life she used to live. What was on her mind is a way to make it in life. At night, she would sleep in the small room near the store that was given to her by the orphanage. And with time, the children began to know her. They would call her Auntie Ada, help me with this, help me with that. Adeze tied their shoelaces. She braided small braids and she would always sing to the orphanage children. With time, Adeze got used to one particular boy named David. The boy would always follow her everywhere she goes. If Adeze is sad, David knows, and he would try all he could to make her happy. Adeze told all the orphanage children stories and they loved her so much. As weeks passed, the lady that gave her the job saw how she was really loved by the children. She decided to start paying her salary, and that was how Adeze started earning just 35,000 as a cleaner. She earned that 35,000 for 6 whole months and saved it all up. From there, Adeze decided to start a food business, a restaurant, a roadside restaurant business. She opened a small kiosk and started selling in front of the orphanage while she still worked as a cleaner there. They allowed her. Adeze still paid her dues. She still told the children in the orphanage stories, and she never stopped worshiping God every Sunday. She took her life so seriously. In fact, Adeze changed completely from a person that she used to be to a total different person after she experienced what life is like when you stop lying and stop scamming people and stop feeling proud. And God decided to bless Adeze through her food business. From one kiosk, Adeze opened a shop. From that small shop, she opened a very big restaurant, a popular one for that matter. And she named it after David's name, David's Restaurant and Feed. Then, Adeze made a very big decision to adopt David as her child, train him up to university level, and bring in the son her father never had. After making that decision, Adeze proceeded to adopt David legally, and that was the best decision Adeze made, because adopting David made her to have a purpose in life. Even though she regretted her actions, but David was now her comforter, the only person she would hold by hand, call her my son, and that was the reason she kept on going. At least, Adeze learned her lesson that status and beauty, it fades. Only character will keep you standing, and sometimes the road that breaks you is the same road that will bring you home. Hello besties, I hope you learned one or two from this story. If you do, please comment below and tell me what you think about this story. Kindly give it a very big thumbs up and don't forget to share with your friends and family. Also, do not forget to click the subscribe button, turn on your notification so that you'll be notified on my next story. Until next time, goodbye and stay blessed.